Hello, welcome to Blue Slang 360. In this video, we'll talk about how to improve our vocabulary. I think many of the students whom we train, they keep asking us, sir, how can we improve our vocabulary? They also ask us, like, for example, for writing and speaking, you have to have some understanding of the current affairs, right? They may give you a topic like globalization, or they may even give you a topic like something to do with population, demographic dividend. You need to be able to have some understanding of these topics. So one best way to learn words, improve your vocabulary, and also to understand the world around you is to read newspapers. When I say read newspaper, I'm talking about very reputed newspapers like Hindu or New York Times. So it has been my habit for almost 10 years now that every day I read at least an article from New York Times. So one critical element of IELTS preparation is to understand the structure of how a particular essay or a particular point of view is put forth. So you have the best of the brains, the who's from different industry writing for this newspaper. So I'm personally a favorite of New York Times. So when you read an editorial, you will understand different words. Of course, it may be difficult at the beginning to learn different words because the word usage is not very, very high standard words. But you can always learn by, looking at the dictionary or trying to understand the context of the word and note down those words in your diary and keep using those words. It's important to learn words. It is more important for you to start using those words in your regular conversation. Another thing is to learn how the writing structure, how they put the thesis, how they put the arguments, how they marshal their ideas into a coherent manner, and how the conclusion is being drawn, how the paragraphing is being done. So all these skills you can learn by these newspapers, when you read these newspapers. You have to be selective, of course, to read, for example, New York Times has Paul Krugman, a Nobel laureate in economics, writing a lot about economics, and you have Thomas Friedman writing about world affairs, current affairs in terms of wars and the political situations in US and other places. So you have these very very skilled writers writing about things which matter. So in that way, you not only learn words, you also learn about the current affairs. So when you're asked to speak about a particular topic, you'll be able to speak without any trouble. So one is to understand the words and try to improve your word bank, word power. Another is to understand what is the current affairs so that you would be able to learn some ideas and which you can use it in your speaking and writing. Even otherwise, you are trying to migrate, right? You are an aspirant to go abroad. So it is important for you to understand the situation because all you learn in those newspapers are related to our work, related to our life. I think being curious is an important aspect of human personality. So I think by reading newspapers, okay, if you don't like newspapers, at least you can read books. Cultivating reading habit, you will be able to improve your vocabulary. You will be able to improve your scores in all sections of IELTS. So though it may sound very boring, but I think it is important for you to realize why we are recommending you to read newspaper and update yourself. So we will try to post some reading sessions, so that we'll also show you how best we can learn from each article in terms of grammar, in terms of vocabulary, in terms of understanding the context of why this particular article is being written. Okay, so we'll post those news reading sessions subsequently. We'll see you in another video. So till then, if you have any questions regarding our videos or maybe our offerings in terms of study abroad,